My name's Gino Choucair. I'm the CEO and founder of IT Genie Limited. IT Genie is a technology managed service provider servicing small and medium-sized businesses across London and the South. We're headquartered in Crawley next to Gatwick Airport, and we've been there for 15 years. So an important part of what we do is cybersecurity. We are ISO 27001 certified, which is IT information security. We are also Cyber Essentials certified, and we provide that as a service to our clients. What makes us unique is that we do have 3 ISOs, and that puts us in the top 98 percentile of service providers in the UK, the information security one being the most important. In addition to that, because we are so cybersecurity focused, we have 6 practices. But cybersecurity is, I would say, at the core of everything we do. So even when it's designing cloud-based environments for our clients, we bake that in. We look at security from the ground up, and we make sure that it's all covered and that they're secure and successful. Unlike other providers, we have 6 separate practices within our business. One of them is cybersecurity, as I've already mentioned. But in addition to that, we have managed services, which is our flat fee, 24/7 IT support and maintenance services, where you can fully outsource everything to us, or we work doing co-managed IT with internal departments. In addition to that, we have a cloud practice for cloud services. We have communications, which we offer all our clients. We look after their VoIP telephony systems and their internet connectivity. And we also have a projects procurement practice, which delivers infrastructure projects. Effectively, we're a one-stop turnkey provider that, we are your single provider for everything to do with IT. Over the last 2 to 3 years, we've seen the threat landscape change drastically with regards to small and medium-sized businesses. And this has come about because of 2 principal changes. One is the change in working practices that we witnessed when the pandemic hit and we went into lockdown. And 2 is the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. And both of those events have impacted the cybersecurity landscape and exponentially multiplied both the number of attacks that we're seeing against small businesses in the UK and also the complexity of those attacks now that they are more nation-state sponsored in nature. The primary method of attack is phishing. So email is the easiest way in, effectively. And because of the change in working practice, people used to sit behind an office network or a firewall, and IT providers, IT managers, IT departments used to focus on protecting that perimeter. If you like, that was the castle walls. And if you kept the walls secure, then all the villagers inside were safe. And once COVID and the pandemic came along, all those villagers, all those users, employees, suddenly moved outside of the castle walls, and they were working from home or from public cafes, airports, train stations. And that was happening already to an extent, but the pandemic obviously just exploded the occurrence. And effectively what that's done is increased the surface of attack. So where the vulnerabilities were all within the castle walls, now each member of staff working in a hybrid manner is a vulnerability and a way in for a hacker. And so over the last 2 years, we've been working really hard to adapt to these changes. What we've done is we've developed a next generation penetration test that is relevant to what we're seeing today within the small and medium-sized business space. And instead of testing just the business network and the perimeter, we now actually send a link to each employee that we ask them to click on. The purpose being to show them what would happen if one of their team did accidentally click on a link or visit a website running malicious code. And our test will then effectively show them what would a hacker get from that, compromise. What we're finding in terms of common results is, first of all, backdoors. People who have had previous compromises where they have been ransomware and they've paid a ransom and then their data's been unlocked, inevitably we will find a backdoor that's been placed there by the hacker to allow themselves to come back after 1 or 2 years. And it's very deliberate. They'll give the business time to recover, having paid a fortune to unlock their data. And once they've recovered, they'll come back and do it again. We're here at LegalX talking to both chambers, practices, and legal support companies, because they are actually quite vulnerable and susceptible to cyber attack. There have been in the past year or two some very large compromises, for example, of large conveyancing firms which hit the national press and actually delayed house sales and completions across the country because of the nature of the transactional data that they hold. And what we found was they haven't got a clue how vulnerable their end users are, because they're all so focused on the internal networks. So we're here really to educate them with our campaign about not being a sitting duck. The worst thing is not knowing, and we just want to open their eyes.